You know what time it is. It is time for your Music Live here on Studio Live today, brought to you by our good friends at DistroKid. Let's do it.
Your music, your music, your music live. Your music, your music, your music live.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Can you believe it's that time of the week again? Time for 2 hours of some of the best independent music in the world. And we are brought to you today, as always, by our wonderful friends at DistroKid. If you're an independent artist and you're looking to release your music to Spotify, Apple Music, all of the places online, DistroKid can hook you up. For less than $20 per year, you can release an unlimited amount of music, a little bit like this. And here's the cool thing. If you use the link up the top there and down in the description, you're going to save yourself 7% off your first year on any DistroKid plan. I think that's pretty darn cool. Speaking of pretty darn cool, let's kick off with our first tune of the day, shall we? This is a brand new one from someone we've heard of here on the show quite a few times, and it's Mr. Josh Gates, who always makes some amazing music. This is a brand new Josh Gates tune. It is called Upside Down. Let's kick it off here on Your Music Live.
Can you see where you are? You feel stuck in a maze. You haven't gone very far, but you keep running this race. When we're upside down and we can't get out of this endless cycle we breathe. When we're upside down and we can't get out of our harsh reality. It's hard keeping your balance when the ground is shaking below. You're twisting and turning, spinning out of control. The whole world is burning, but does anyone know? When we're upside down and we can't get out of this endless cycle we breathe. When we're upside down and we can't get out of our harsh reality.
Mr. Josh Gates there with a cracking tune to get us started here. Upside Down from Josh Gates here on Your Music Live. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're ready to settle in for the next 2 hours, because we got some really cool music coming your way over the next 2 hours. And once again, brought to you by our friends at DistroKid. Let's crack straight on, because we got too much to get to, and we very rarely have enough time to get to everything that I would like to within the show. So we're going to jump over to SoundCloud, see if we've got some, no Lotto Cat this time around. Oh, that's a shame. But we'll jump over here. We're here in SoundCloud, and we're going to play this one. This is from Daniel Keane, who says, I wrote it living aside from my relatives due to some sophisticated relationship with my family. They are quite compulsive and manipulative, and I'm not a fan of this since childhood. So I decided to express my thoughts about all of that in this song. Music can be a great healer. It can be a great way to express what you're feeling, and can really make you feel better, whether things are going great or whether things are a little bit challenging. So let's give this one a spin. This is Just Let Me Be. Daniel Keane here on Your Music Live. How cool is that? Yeah, Just Let Me Be, Daniel Keane, getting us started with some jams here on Your Music Live. Very, very cool stuff and nicely expressed there. Yeah, someone said Smashing Pumpkins, bit of a 90s kind of vibe. That's where you always get a free pass with me when you play something that's got a bit of a 90s vibe. Speaking of 90s vibe, as we know, I'm very bad at segues, so we're going to play this next tune. We're jumping back over to YouTube. This is one of the coolest names for a band. And that always does it for me. When I see a cool band name, it's very memorable. It's called And Guppies Eat Their Young. And they say, "Hi Pete, this is some lo-fi post-punk space rock from Tempe, Arizona, and Guppies Eat Their young, set to video footage of the sun. Thanks for you and all you do to support artists in their creative endeavors." No, thank you, because it is Your Music Live, and we would not have a show if it were not for you. So here we go. For the first time is here on Your Music Live, and Guppies Eat Their Young with Ghost Song.
Okay, let's record.
How cool is that? Just a very brooding kind of piece there from And Guppies Eat Their Young, Ghost Song. I like it. Very moody, very full of the feels, and very nicely done. And great to have you here. I love the visuals well of the sun. Yeah, it's almost a bit like my weird 80s background I got going on here, which is kind of like the sun in a neon landscape, so to speak. Let's continue on, shall we? Let's jump into something a little bit more upbeat this time. So we've just got you nice and mellow and nice and chilled, and now it's time to completely change up in a good possible way. And it's with our friend Mr. Darren Anderson. We premiered one of his songs on the show last week, and we're back again. He's back again because he's got a brand new EP. This is another track, and about this one, Darren says, "This song is just about a good night out." Well, my idea of a good night out, all recorded in GarageBand on iPad and mastered in Final Touch. Video was done in LumaFusion. Sounds very familiar, mate. Sounds like the sort of thing that I like to do. So let's jump in and take a listen to this one. Mr. Darren Anderson with Habits here on Your Music Live.
I might have a bad habit or two tonight.
I think I missed an opportunity with this one. We probably should have gone out with that one. Maybe we will as well. Maybe that will be our closer tonight. Again, we'll just play that again because it's so rocking, and it's especially for those of you for whom it's Friday afternoon, Friday evening. That's your putting on your going out clothes kind of song, isn't it? That's your pre going out drink, just getting yourself a bit riled up kind of song. Habit by Mr. Darren Anderson. We've all got them. And hopefully your habits are enjoyable ones, not ones that are detrimental to you. A couple of beers, couple of durries, she'll be right, mate. A few 4Xs. Alrighty. Now, I normally save. We're going hard early here today. That's not to say we don't have some great songs coming up later and in the second half. We sure as heck do. But I usually leave you hanging for a bit of Russ 8889, but I'm going to jump in and play a Russ tune right now. Now, if you're new to the channel, Russ creates some great electronic, some dancey-based music, but he has a whole bunch of different genres and styles, so you do never quite know what you're going to get when you hit play on a Russ track. And he has his very own emoji. It's the red swearing one with the mouth covered. And I did totally mean, Russ was kind enough to send me a t-shirt of his new band, The Delicate Giants. It's in the wash because I wore it 2 days ago. So it's waiting to be dried right now, so I couldn't wear it for the show. But hopefully for a future show I'll be able to. I'm in the classic studio live today. Let's jump in and get some Russ in our live, shall we? This is Russ 8889. He says about this one, here's my latest track, which is from my Mellow Locker, made in Nano Studio 2 and mastered by Jade Star. Busy trying to get my Delicate Giants album finished before Songtember. Many thanks from Russ. Let's jump in and take a listen to The Sounds of Summer from Russ 8889. Russ 8889, The Sounds of Suffer. Suffer? A slight slip there. Sorry, Russ. The Sounds of Suffer. That's a very different song. That's one that Russ might be working on right now. But very good. Yeah, swans for the win. Yeah, the birds singing and the sound of water and all that stuff going on. Boom, indeed. A very cool tune. Thank you, Russ, for sharing. Sharing is caring. We're going to go back in time now and catch up on a few tunes that we haven't had a chance to play in recent times because I'm way behind because I only do 2 hours a week of this and I should do more because we have more than that in songs to play. So let's jump back and we'll grab a couple that we have been catching up on. This is from Axe Fari. And they say focus is the topic of the song, and it tells the story about artists who are being questioned about their music career. Any artists out there that have questions or are being questioned about their music career? Yeah. It's not a fun place to be at the moment to be an artist. So shout out to all my friends who are creating and who are artists, because if you're trying to go out and play songs and play music and do your art these days, it's a bit different. It's a challenge. So let's take a listen to this one. Axe Fam with Focus here on Your Music Live.
Would you ever focus? It ain't real. One time, take another look closely. Don't stop up until you realize that it ain't easy if you ain't writing. It ain't easy if you ain't writing. It ain't easy if you ain't writing. High, 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 high. Only wanna see you smile.
You see, I said I like what I write. I know that some of them blind, they couldn't write for a mind. And take a closer look, this ain't the type you gon' write. But funny enough, this is the type you gon' like. And speak with your friends and fighting over who you like. So why not put it in the paper, make them feel what you write. I respect the nigga doing it for love when he writes. So much paperwork would I prefer to sleep behind bars. But only God is my witness, the time I sleep I see bars. Another moment every time I speak.
What a jam, yeah? I love that one. Beautifully well produced. Absolutely, Russ. And the vocals in there, the combination of the beautiful reverberating vocals at the start there, just those simple chords. And then when it kicks in in a big, bad way. So really good stuff. And hopefully you've found here from listening to these first few tracks that there is no genre. What is the genre of Your Music Live? It is your music. And that's it. And again, thanks to our friends at DistroKid, regardless of what sort of music you are producing, you can release it to the world and get your stuff out there, which is pretty darn cool. Let's move on to our next track. This is from PCH. And they say, recorded years back with Pro Tools using an old 2-in, 2-out M-Box Mini. I'm singing and playing all the parts. Love the channel, man. Well, I love you, and thank you for submitting, and thank you for being so being so patient and waiting for me to play this tune, because I know you submitted a while ago. So this is PCH, and this is their tune called Distorted, and we're going to try and pause it and play it live. There we go. YouTube gets a bit carried away and wants you to play it. It's like, play it now. So this is Distorted. PCH here on Your Music Live.
I never meant to have it go this way again. I promise. But now there's time to remember what I did. I'm sorry, yeah, for all the things I lost, but I could have found in you. For reasons that seem petty now,
agree. The small room vibe is really, really cool in this one. Very nicely performed, very nicely recorded. Yeah, the snappy snare, the acoustic guitar, just the simple tone, those drums just sat in the pocket really nicely. Yeah, very, very, very cool. Simple and nice. Reminds me of Incubus. Yeah, it's got a bit of an Incubus kind of vibe to it, doesn't it? Very cool stuff. PCH on Your Music Live. And if you're wondering, if you're sitting there going, how do I find all these artists, Pete? You're playing them too fast. Guess what? I do the hard work for you. I link to all of these. The reason we only play 1 or 2 minutes is that you get a taste, and then after the show, you can go back and go, I really dug that PCH tune, the nice acoustic one, that slow jam. I'm going to go and check them out. And then you can go and listen to the whole song. So it gives you a sampler. We are the Whitman's Sampler. I need to be sponsored by Whitman's Chocolates. Do Whitman's chocolates even exist anymore? I don't know. I haven't seen them in the shops for a while. Maybe Roses. Thank you very much for your kind donation. We can go with that. Next up, we have Colin Stanton. And Colin has a song, says this song is about how our hearts recall the depth of feeling love at some point lost in the past, but never lost to the heart. It's called The Heart Recalls. And we're going to give this one a spin here now. Colin, see, YouTube just consistently wants to play. It's like, you want to be hearing this? And it's like, I do eventually, just not quite just yet. So this is Colin Stanton with The Heart Recalls here on Your Music Live.
If I had you in my arms tonight, my whole world would be set right. It's right as rain falling on the thirsty earth. No matter how long our hearts recall days when we thought we had it all.
How cool is that? Colin Stanton, yeah. Love the guitar layers in that one. It was just a delicious, and we almost did get a guitar solo. That's why we had to turn it down. bit of a running joke around here that, yeah, we don't allow guitar solos on this channel. No, it's not true. We love a good solo. Excuse me. I couldn't have coughed during the song when I was off mic. No, I had to wait until I came back on mic to cough. Great stuff. Very nicely done. Yeah, the visuals can soften a stone heart. Love it, Arnie G. Very, very nicely said. Speaking of Arnie G, did you know that we've got an Arnie G track to play? If you're not familiar with Arnie G, it is Gertrude out of Norway. Man, so many people from so many parts of the world, I'm sure I'm going to get it wrong. So we're going to hear this track, and then we're going to jump in and hear a little bit about a cool feature that DistroKid has, because DistroKid are our kind sponsors of this show, and each week we like to tell you a little bit about something, and I'm going to tell you about the DistroKid Teams feature, how you can manage splits when you're collaborating in DistroKid, which is something I know a lot of folks want to do and want to know about. So before we do that, let's take a listen to this one. I'll try and say her real name, Gertrude Coutinho. Did I get anywhere near it, Gertrude? Better known as Auntie G, and it's an original tune called Between the Lines. Auntie G says, I like people to be honest and straightforward. Here. I'm no good at reading between the lines and analysing things that's being said or done. Just say things as they are. It makes life a lot easier. That it does. That it does. So let's jump in and take a listen to this one. It is Arnie G, brand new track called Between the Lines here on Your Music Live.
Written down the coast, the hidden meaning for all to know. Ifs and whens and should have been, now tell me straight. Yeah, tell me straight or tell me nothing at all. Read between the lines, now read between the lines. I'm no good at reading between the lines. I should have picked up the signs, yeah, by reading between the lines. What is missing? What's left behind? There is always more than meets the eye. Look up, feeling, what did you mean? Now I wanna know. Yeah, tell me straight, please give it a shot. Read between the lines, I read between the lines. I'm no good at reading between the lines. I should have picked up the sign.
If you are not tapping your toes right now, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what to tell you. I can't fix you. I can't help you. Very, very cool stuff there from Auntie G. And how cool is that video? Auntie G always brings it with the video quality. Yeah, absolutely. And once again, you can check out that track and all the tracks we featured so far today right down in the description, because I'm updating them and putting all of them there so that you don't have any work to do. You can just check out the cool tunes that we're playing here right there in the description, whether you're here live or on the replay. And shout out, hello to our replay viewers. I know many of you watch on the replay because you can't make it here live. That's totally cool too. It is just, it's almost as good an experience as being here live. If you can make it here live, we are here every week at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning for our friends here in the east coast of Australia, of which we've got Jade, we've got Guzzo. We do have Australians here, so welcome aboard wherever you are in the world. Speaking of being wherever you are in the world, if you want to release your music, so Arnie G should be totally releasing that song. Get it on Spotify, get it on Apple Music, get it out there. And the way I recommend that you do that is by using our friends at DistroKid. Here is my DistroKid account. You can see here, I take full advantage of the fact that you can release an unlimited number of songs, EPs, and albums, because over my time with DistroKid, almost 5 years now, I have released an album, 3 EPs, and a bunch of singles. And it couldn't be easier to do. And here's the good news. If you have collaborated on a song, like I've done here with my friend Jade Starr. Jade has played drums on a lot of my songs. So whenever I collaborate with Jade, I can actually cut a bit of the pie off and hand it Jade's way. And you do that using the very cool splits feature here in DistroKid. So if we open up this track, New Beginning, and we scroll on down, what you'll notice here is that we have some splits. I created these back in December of 2020 when I released this song. And there you go. I've got some there. We can come in here. We can edit these splits. So we can say, oh, we want to edit these. In fact, I'm giving, every time I demo this, I give Jade a pay rise. So we're actually going to bump Jade up to 40%. She played such epic drums on this track. I'm giving her a pay rise up to 40%. I can then go, yep, let's review these changes. Let's save them in, and boom, that goes off. And oh, I've got to confirm my password. Hang on, let me just jump off the screen there for a moment. And we'll do that because, I need to put my password in. And you probably don't want my password. Well, maybe you do, but you can't have it. So that is a very cool thing to do. You can, of course, set up brand new splits. So if we come in here, you can come to a release that you've already put out there. So if I come to this one where I collaborated with my wife, if I, for whatever reason, wanted to actually split this, what I could do is, if she's not actually already a DistroKid member, this is where it gets cool. We can come in here and I can actually add her as a collaborator. So I could come in here and say, look, I want to split this 50-50 with my wife because she did sing on this track. and I can actually come in here and instead of adding Jade, I can add someone new there. All I need to do is pop their address in, their email address, and it will send them that invitation. Now, they won't get all the information about the song or other things. They'll just get an invite saying, Pete Johns has invited you to collaborate. You're going to get 50% of all the royalties for this track if you sign up to DistroKid. Now, they do need a DistroKid account, but here's where DistroKid come to the party. They will give not only the 7% discount that you get if you are a brand new sign up, if you sign up through the link up the top and in the description, but they'll get 50% off their first year. So yeah, they'll just pay $10, less than $10 for their first year with DistroKid. And then it means that they can collaborate, they can release their own songs, they can collaborate with you and other artists. It just makes it super easy and convenient. If you've ever been collaborating with other artists and releasing things and trying to work out how it all works and you get the royalties in and then you've got to divvy it up and work out who gets what, this is the way that it just does it for you. You don't have to think at all. And Jade says, Pete John's paying my rent. Yeah, we just won't mention how much that song has made in the last year, Jade. Go and stream New Beginning so that Jade can pay more of her rent. But it's very cool, very easy to use the splits feature in DistroKid if you're collaborating with someone. We have Songtember coming up just around the corner. If you're going to collaborate with someone for Songtember, then it'll be a great way to do that, to release your song and then be able to release it and split the royalties. Speaking of releasing things and speaking of DistroKid, let's jump over to slaps.com, shall we? Because we've got a tune here from our man Al, who is Night Train 1988, and he's shared it here on slaps.com. Slaps.com is a online music sharing platform similar to things like SoundCloud, but it's from our friends at DistroKid, and it is a really cool way to share your music. You can see here, you can throw fire at people, you can save their tracks, you can do some cool things in here. And we have a track here from Night Train 1988, who says, Hi Pete, this is the latest track to drop from my upcoming album about a boy growing up in the 80s and 90s. Hello. The boy is now a man. Hello. And joins the working world. Hello. Recorded, as always, using GarageBand on iPad Pro and mastered using Final Touch. Haven't said it for a while, but thanks for keeping our creating, recording, and releasing knowledge topped up and providing such a great community to be part of. Well, as I always say, I throw it straight back at you folks because this community is nothing. If it's just me, an old man yelling at clouds, then it's not a great community. It is you folks providing your music that brings the awesome to this community. So, speaking of bringing the awesome, let's play this tune here. This is called The Working World. It's from our friend Night Train 1988 here on Your Music Live.
His college days are in the past. This easy life could never last. His working life had begun. A boy no more, childhood gone. Drove all day from here to there. The days were long, he didn't care. The man had joined the working world. He turned 18, met a girl. As for the job, he soon got bored. He pled for change, was ignored. So many years he did the same, as if stuck in some endless game. With other things, playing music, diamond rings.
Oh no, he didn't. We call that in the industry a tease because you can see what's happening here. You can see that this song is going to kick in a big bad way, yeah. But guess what? you're going to have to jump over to Slaps and find out what happens. I know you can boo me all you like, but that's the way it's going to be. So, yes, Night Train does indeed rock. A great song, amazing voice, very nice piano going on there. I know. But if you beg, if you ask really nicely, well, I'll jump. I've got it still playing in the background. I'll jump back over while I'm setting up the next track, if you like. But I just want to give a shout out here to a couple of folks who've jumped in here. Mr. Rick Lisk, long time but first time listener here. Yes, Rick's been around the channel and around the GarageBand users group for a long time. The man in the hat creates some great music. Rick, we've never had you on Your Music Live. Submit a song. StudioLiveToday.com/YML. I want some Rick Lisk goodness. See, I've called you the wrong name forever. What did I call you? Rick Lisk? Rick Risk? Anyway, we also have Oodles here. We have a tune coming up very soon from our friend John, aka Oodles. So we'll get to that in a little while. So there you go. A couple of additional teasers. Okay, do you want me to come on over? Do you want me to? Should we take a listen to what's happening over here? All right, you get it. You get a 5-second sneak in peek in here. Right. Okay, right. So you have to go and listen to it. That's right. I just shortened your name to Risk. Exactly. Alrighty. Well, let's get a move on, shall we? Because we've got some more tunes to play here, and I did see these folks in the chat. It's Mike and Dawn Janice. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. I know you've corrected me, and you haven't been on the show for a few weeks, and now I've forgotten how to actually pronounce it. So another returning guest here on the show, it is Mike and Dawn. I'm not going to even try it. They say we like the counter melodies and the end weaving in and out. It is a ballad about enduring love. Start at 2 minutes. Enjoy. Thanks, Pete. And new friends. Speaking of new friends, okay, we're gonna cue this one up to 2 minutes. Speaking of new friends, as we know, caring is sharing, and Karen is Sharon. And we've got a new T-shirt coming out. More on that later. But caring is sharing. So if you do like the show and you've got other people in your life that you think, hey, Arnie Beryl would love listening to this. She's a big Russ fan. Or you go, that new Darren Anderson track is right up Uncle Gary's wheelhouse. I'm going to share this video. That is a great way to get new listeners here that are going to listen to your music live and new contributors, because we love first timers. We love folks that haven't contributed before. So please do share, because sharing is caring and Sharon is Karen. Let's jump in and take a listen to this one. This is You're Still Here With Me, Mike and Dawn, here on Your Music Live.
It stayed right by my side when everyone else leaves. You're still here with me. You're the only one. You're still here with me. Only you know when I'm weak or strong. I've hidden nothing. My life's an open song. You won't leave me, and I won't turn and run. We'll be together now and forever one. How many times I've fallen, but you held my hand and stayed right by my side when everyone else leaves. You're still here with me. You're the only one. You're still here with me. You're still here with me. You're still here with me.
What a beautifully constructed and arranged song with some amazing vocals. How good was that? And yeah, Jade's right. As soon as you get me swaying, you can tell it more with the weird 80s landscape in the background. You can see because you can get the swaying going on there. Very, very good stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, and the syncopation in there. You did mention it before, but yeah, it really good. The counter melodies and just the rhythm of that one just sat in the pocket. I agree. Beautiful stuff. Well done, and thank you for sharing. Let's go back in time now, and I'm going to do some catch up here for some folks who have submitted in previous weeks that we need to get to in a big bad way. So let's start off with Naha Mapanka, and he's got a bit of an old school jam by the looks of it here. He says, "Hey Pete, this one's more retro mid-80s style beat, which I had in my mind for the longest time. Also a small request if possible. Can you start playing from 1:15 or around that time? Because I really want you to listen to the second part of the song. I hope you and the lovely people who listen to this like it. Love what you do, Pete. Cheers." And that's from Naha Mapanka. And this is a tune. Where did you want it from? 125. We can do that. We'll cue this one up to the 125 mark. We'll hit pause. We're on SoundCloud. We still have no Lotto Cat, but one can dream, can't they? One can dream. Let's take a listen to this. Naha Mapanka with Old School here on Your Music Live. Yeah, right. I can see why you wanted us to hear that break. That was an excellent break and an excellent rise back up there. And I love a drop that is not too in your face. You're expecting it to blow your head off, and then it's just like, and it just hits you nice. Head boppingly good. Absolutely. Raising the roof. Raising the roof. Speaking of Lotto Cat, apparently I've got I don't know, Blackjack Dog. That could be our new characters. We could all just be, I could just create a cast of characters about gambling. Lotto Cat, Blackjack Dog, Roulette Rabbit. It goes on like this. Sorry, folks. This is kind of part of the show, is that we don't take things too seriously around here. We like music, and we appreciate music, and we talk about the fundamentals of music and what's going on. But we also like to have a bit of fun, because why not, right? Because we're here for a fun time, not a long time. Something like that. Let's take a listen to this one. It's from Derek. Derek with a 1. So there you go. Just like Statistic. Now I've got another artist that I have to try and work out where you put your 1. Anyway, this song came about when I was in a big rut. Didn't know if music was still my future, but its message is to not let time pass wasted and do what you can. Here. Do what you can at the time. You won't always be able to do everything you want to do. But yeah, you could always create something. You don't have to do exactly what you maybe set out to do, but you'll always be able to do something with music. So let's take a listen to this one from Derek, and it is time here on Your Music Live.
Advantage of the time you have. You don't know how long it's gonna last. It may not be what you want, I know. But that don't mean that you ain't gotta go. You can sit in the house on the couch and wonder why you keep looking, but you never find it now. Gotta stick to the plan and stay on task. Don't look to the past for answers you can't have. Just trust the plan he has for you. It won't get too hard, just follow your heart. It's always dark before the sky's blue. Oh, it took so long to get out of that place where I felt so wrong. I wasn't strong enough, could not go on. I wanted to belong, but that was not your fault. That's why I write these songs. That's why I write these songs.
I agree. That groove is just right. Yeah, the vocal arrangement and the vocal treatment, the old style arrangements, very cool, very catchy beat. Yeah, exactly right. And the beat really, it pushes it along. Like you could see there that I was just, like, that's not always my genre. That's not always my jam. But when you do it right, when it sounds like that, you know that I love me some Beastie Boys. I love some Black Alicious. I love some of that older school kind of hip hop with a bit of a rap vibe in it. I love the streets. So yeah, whenever you get something that just really pushes you along, and as Thomas says, has top-notch production to boot, then yeah, you're going to be in the pocket. Very well done indeed. Thank you for sharing. And like all the other songs, that'll be linked down in the description. You can check it out for yourself. So if you dug that one, you can go and check it out. Next tune is up from Heist, and they say a song about being zoned out and or stuck in your head. Yeah, the darkness and beauty of our thoughts. So I think we can all relate to a lot of the topics of the show today. Now, they've given me an Apple Music link. So what I do with these is I actually paste them here into, I can make a music link using soundwhip.com. Great little service from our man Wilson Page, who created this. It was his brain genius, his headache with pictures. And what you can do is put a link to Spotify, Apple Music, wherever, and it will give you this. It'll give you a link to all the different places. Because I use YouTube Music, this is where I can come in here to play this. So I'll grab this Soundwhip link and put that one in the description. This is the one that you can check out. And then we will go here to YouTube and we'll take a listen to this tune. Oh, look at this. And this is the good part. This is from Feisty Heisty. We even get the GarageBand project view here over in YouTube. So double win, right? Absolutely. Let's take a listen to this one. It is Heist with Mind Cell here in Your Music Live.
Set me free. Set me free. Searching for the answer to my own demise. Nothing safe to say.
Man, we got some smooth vibes going on today. We got some tasty beats and some smooth vibes. Just goes to show you do never know what you're gonna see and hear here on Your Music Live. And Yeah, very, very good stuff. Yes, we did have a few questions there. If you are brand new, by the way, if you're new to the show, let us know. Say, put a hashtag new, put hashtag NEW in the chat, and that will just let the folks here who have been here before, who are our usual suspects, it'll let them know that you're new. They'll treat you very nicely. They'll answer any questions. They'll help you out. And as Jade Star says here, all you need to do is go to the form at studiolivetoday.com/YML, and you can submit your song. It won't be played immediately. You do have to show extreme patience because we've got a bit of a backlog going on here. So it's a good problem to have, but it is a problem that we have that I'm catching up. These are songs from like July, so this is from like a month ago that I'm playing here. So we are usually around the 4-week delay with a lot of the songs that we play. We do mix them up because I get different genres and different styles. We don't want all of the songs to be the same every week. So that's just a little bit about what's going on here. All right, let's move on. I think I saw our friend Evolution UK in the chat here, and we've got a tune from, speaking of waiting a while, Evolution's been waiting a while. He says, Wait for You, nice title, very relevant, is a follow-up to my last single, Last Goodbyes. The song and video show how the breakup of me and my partner affected me. I hope you all love the song, as it's really personal. There might be a bit of slowed and reverbed on the way. There you go. Nice. So let's jump in and take a look and listen to this one. Oh, I already like it. We've got the VHS production going on here, looking good. This is Evolution UK, Wait for You, here on Your Music Live. Another jam, right? Yeah, I love the crunched 808s, the bass, the reverb for days. Yeah, very nicely done again. Evolution out of the UK. And again, a bit of a Mike Skinner from the streets kind of vibe there in a big bad way, which is a good thing because that's and the VHS brings back memories. I know the thing I'm watching this and there's the VHS filter effect, but because modern cameras are like shooting things at like 60 frames a second, it's this weird hybrid. Because back in the day, you know that your VHS was at like 25 frames a second or 29 frames a second, depending what part of the world you're in. And it is weird when I see people putting the VHS filter over like what is clearly a 1080p or a 4K bit of footage at 60 frames a second. Sorry, I'm getting off track. There's a bit of a nerd, bit of a video nerd thing there. But yeah, they're very cool, nicely done, and you're welcome. See, it pays to be patient. And what Evolution didn't do is came in here and spammed the chat every week saying, "When are you going to play my song? Play my fire beat, play my fire beat." Because you know what's a guaranteed way that I'm not going to play your fire beat? Is if you come in here week after week telling me to do it. I don't know, not to just be mean and vindictive, but again, it's why would you why would you get to skip the queue? Why would you get to just jump in? And week after week, almost every week, the poor moderators here have to just give someone a little bit of breathing space when they come in. They're like, dude, play this song by this artist. I'm the firest artist that ever was fire. And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to play it. But if you put it in the list and it's a cool tune, it'll eventually get a spin, and that's how we roll. All right, speaking of rolling, we're going to roll one more song, and then we're going to jump in and have our toilet break, which is exactly what it sounds like, which is our halfway point of the show. I know, we're halfway through already. Can you believe it? So this track is from Jack Pribeck. He says, "Hi, Pete. This song is the title track of my new album released today, which was a couple of weeks ago. It is a bit of funk-atronic jazz rock fusion. Wow. Best to you," and this is from Jack. So we'll come in here and we'll give this one a spin. This is called Stumped. It is Jack Pribeck here on Your Music Live. All the cute animals. I could barely look away. Too much cuteness going on there with the squirrels. Did you know we don't have squirrels here in Australia? No. People are shocked by that. They're like, what? No squirrels? Yeah, that's because we exclusively have animals in Australia that can mess you up. I almost swore there. But that's how we roll here in Australia. If it can't kill you, we don't want it here. And even though squirrels can have rabies and kill you, blah, 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 but we don't have squirrels. Anyway, the drum beats are just nuts. Get it? Squirrels, nuts, ba-dum, yeah? No? Not good? Hang on. I should have gone on the bell. All right. Yes, we're ready. You can't get much more funky than that. That's true. So that is the first half. But if you're thinking, oh, that first half was good, but you can't step it up, Johns, you can't better that. Well, I'd wait around and see what we got in the second half here, because we got some black covers coming up. We got some statistic coming up. We got a very cool track from our friend John, otherwise known as Oodles, and we got a whole bunch more coming up in the second half. So, as they say in Back to the Future, don't nobody go nowhere. Now, you know you've made it when you make it to the toilet break. And I didn't even discuss this with our friends Ron and Jenny from Wolfstone Studio. But I'm pretty sure Wolfstone have not been a toilet break before. And I would like them to be a toilet break this week. So I'm going to make it so, because they've shared a song. They said, "Hi Pete, when we first started recording in GarageBand, we would find a loop that interested us and centered a song around it. This tune called Next to Me, an example of that when we released it a few years ago. If you could start it at 104, that would be great." Well, I'm actually going to start it at the start, just in case I don't make it back, because it's a 4-minute song. So I am going to start it at the start, because we got a little bit of extra time, because you are the toilet break. So get those creepy wolf emojis in the chat for our friends at Wolfstone Studio. Yeah, John David Lees. I live for the day I am the toilet break. I know it's a privilege. Trust me, it's meant to be a good thing. It just sounds a bit weird. So let's take a listen to this one, shall we? This is Wolfstone Studio with Next to Me. I'll be back in about 4 minutes, and I'll see you then, folks. Bye for now. What a cool toilet break song, right? Yeah, did I choose well? I think I did. I'm happy with myself. Yeah, it's all about me. You know what? That song is great for this background. Don't you reckon that, that classic 80s image that everyone's using now of the car driving down like the continual 80s landscape? I think that's what that sound gives to me. Very good stuff. Yeah, I know. I went full disco with that one because it did. Again, if you're not moving and grooving to that one, then what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So yeah, there you go. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the Toilet Break Club. You know you've been around the channel for a while, and that you are truly loved by us here when you get the honour of being the toilet break. While I queue up this next song, it's pretty funny if you want to visualize in the toilet break, because it's 7:30 a.m. here in Adelaide, South Australia. So my family are usually not up when I start the show, and they get up sort of during the show. So I run out at 7:30 when I hit the button here on toilet break. I turn the camera off, I turn the mic down, and I run out. I fill up my water, I grab a drink, and then I hug any family members that are around. And I'm usually going toilet break, just so that they know that I'm coming and that we need to be quick, and that I'm then going to run away again. So that's what happens. One day what I should do is grab my phone and I'll take you with me. I'll just have a little mini Pete in the corner running, and you can see what I get up to. Because yeah, I know it's called a toilet break, but don't worry, I won't actually take it into the toilet. This went on a weird tangent. This went bizarre. Let's move on, because I've got a track here from a newcomer. I need a little sting. I need like a YML newcomer. I was going to say another word there, but first time YML. And this is my friend Anna van der Aar, aka Anna van der Aar.rocks. And she's got a pretty rockin' tune here that I'm going to share with you. I've known Anna for a while. She's one of my wonderful patrons over at Patreon, patreon.com/PeteJohns. And she's got a very cool tune here. It's called Old Enough To. And we're going to get ready to get your rockin' socks on here with Anna van der Aar on Your Music Live.
Old enough to shave your skin, old enough to smoke, old enough to drive a car, old enough to vote, old enough to stay up late, old enough to drink wine, old enough to own a gun, old enough to do time, old enough to lose a friend, old enough to cry, old enough to go to war, old enough to die, old enough to fall in love, old enough to marry, old enough to have a child, old enough to worry, old enough to lose a friend, old enough to cry, old enough to go to war, old enough to die.
Very cool indeed, right? Excellent video. Just simple but effective, and very punk indeed. But also sentimental. I agree, Jenny. Sentimental at the same time. A very cool song, I agree. Alan Abrams, hello to you. Whenever a name I don't recognise, so hello, welcome to the community. So Anna van der Aar, her first time here, let it not be her last. And do go check out all of her tunes. The link is in the description, because I do the hard work for you. I throw all the links down below so that you can check them out. Now, our next artist here is someone that we've heard from before. So we've gone from a newcomer to an old-timer. Sorry, Mark. But it's true. And if you don't know about Kronk's song, you're missing out, because it started without me. See, that's the SoundCloud problem. We get no Lotto Cat, and it starts the song before I even hit the play button. It's terrible. But if you dig on this jam that you hear at the start of every week's show,
Your music, your music, your music live. Your music.
and you've ever wondered to yourself, man, that's a good jam that Pete created there. Pete didn't create that. Our man Mark Cronksong Lovell created that. And Cronksong also does some cool things here. He does a 2-minute special YML mix of his tunes, just so that we can play them on YML. It's a really good tactic and strategy, actually, because I play about 1 to 2 minutes of a song, and he has these 2-minute mixes that usually go for, look, he's pushing it, 2 minutes 15. So, you know what? If you want more of your song played, do a special YML mix, and then you sneak in that little bit extra, and we'll play it. So, this is Kronk Song, who he does, again, is the creator of the theme songs for this and for GarageBand Weekly. GarageBand Weekly, that's another one of his jams. And this is a tune called Satnav. Which if you are in America, you'd call it a GPS or a tracking system or whatever. But sat-nav is a very British term for a GPS. And he says, a song about humans needing a guiding hand to keep us grounded. Cheers. Let's take a listen to this one. Kronk Song with sat-nav on Your Music Live.
And I collide into everyone I meet. I say I'm sorry, please excuse me. Is this the way my life's supposed to be? I need some guidance, won't you be my sat-nav? I need some guidance. Yeah, I need some guidance, won't you be my sat-nav? I need your help right now. I take a left when I should be going right. And without your help, I'll disappear into the night. I say I'm sorry, please excuse me. Is this the way my life's supposed to be? I get lost in the streets. I need to know where I am headed. I need some help. I need some guidance, won't you be my sat-nav? I need some guidance. Yeah, I need some guidance, won't you be my sat-nav? I need your help right now. I need some guidance, won't you be my sat-nav? I need some guidance. Yeah, I need some guidance, won't you be my sat-nav? I need your help right now. Be my sat-nav.
Pure class stew. Mark Cronksong Lovell with another absolute groovin' jam here on Your Music Live. I've never heard a Cronksong song that I haven't dug in a big bad way. Excellent stuff. And fine fusion cuisine. I know, bringing the genres together. Whenever I hear the word sat-nav these days, any Peppa Pig fans in the house, and by fans I mean people with children who've been forced to watch hours and upon hours of Peppa Pig. Yeah, Daddy Pig, who's the one that talks like this. There's an episode where they're like, I'll just use the sat-nav. So every time I hear the word sat-nav or see sat-nav, I just think of Daddy Pig just going, I'll just use the sat-nav. Or is that just me? I don't know. Maybe. Thank you and good night. Yeah, I thought I'd better sneak that one in because for folks in the UK and Europe, it's getting pretty late. It's getting a little bit late. So if you do have to go, don't forget you can come back and watch the replay. You can check all the links out because I do the work for you and put the links down in the description. Because you're not going to want to miss the last 45 minutes of the show here today because we've got a bunch of additional cool tunes. And we're doing all of this thanks to our friends at DistroKid. Don't forget that. It is DistroKid who help keep the lights on here at Studio Live Today Studios because without folks like DistroKid helping us out here, we'd look a bit like this. We would lose our 80s neon goodness. And if you want to make sure that we keep the lights on like this and you're releasing independent music, you should use DistroKid. It's just as simple as that, because for less than $20 a year, you can release an unlimited amount of music. Remember how much I had over here on my music? I've got buckets of music all released to every platform. And the cool thing is, when you release with DistroKid, you don't have to tell people, my stuff is here on SoundCloud or Bandcamp or wherever it is. You just say, search Pete Johns. Whatever platform you're on, search Pete Johns, you find my music. It is a cool thing, and we thank DistroKid for their ongoing support of independent music, because they do great things. Speaking of great things, we have a tune here. Again, I can't quite believe that this is a first timer here on Your Music Live, because I've known John for more than 2 years, probably 3 years now, John. John Kell, if you're not familiar with him, he is one of the gurus behind the Song Spark Songwriting Collective. If you're not a member of that, it's a Facebook group. It's a great songwriting challenge group where every month you get a prompt and then you write a song around that. If you're interested in that, just search Song Spark Songwriting Group. Jade or Tom, if you can drop the link to the Facebook group in the chat here, that'd be amazing. He also runs an amazing podcast called the Song Surfing Podcast. So this is a podcast you do want to check out. If you love this show, you will love this podcast. It could virtually be a companion podcast. A lot of people that we feature, the likes of Glenn Clark and the Indigo Sunsets, they've already been played on the Song Surfing Podcast. And I'll be on an episode coming up soon playing a couple of other artists that we've played here on YML. So I say all that to say that John is also an accomplished musician and songwriter and creator in his own right, and he goes by the name Oodles, and we're going to play a tune here called The Quarantine Rehab Cha-Cha-Cha. About this song, John says, this song is a conversation with the devil on my shoulder, with the choruses being the devil. I recorded everything but drums at home, then hired session drummer Dave Bloom and mixing mastering engineer Matt Gerhard to help finish it. Extra stuff, it's out on Bandcamp now and will be on all streaming platforms Friday the 13th, which is today. Look at that timing. Thanks for playing my song. So is it out now, John? Has it been released? If not, it'll be right around the corner, because it's already Saturday the 14th here. But for those in the UK and Europe, it will indeed be Friday the 13th. So let's give this one a spin, shall we? This is Oodles, The Quarantine Rehab Cha-Cha-Cha. I know. I hate me too for turning it down. Cool. And the album artwork's from John's friend Colin, who does surreal monster sketches in coloured pencil and marker. Very, very cool stuff. Excellent tune. Was worth the wait. And once again, as Jade said, if you want to buy the album, you can buy the EP, you can go do it on Bandcamp, and that will be supporting the Make-A-Wish Foundation. If you want to stream it, you can stream it on all of the usual suspect platforms right now, by the sounds of it. So very, very cool. It is indeed a great EP, a great track. And good stuff there. So thank you to John for everything he does for the independent music community. I credit John, like, without overblowing it, because John is a modest dude, but without going too far, I wouldn't have released my album in 2018. I think 6 of the 11 tracks on my album, Selfish Aware, were SongSpark Challenge songs. So my drinking song called Drinking With You was because the very first month that I joined in December of 2017, I believe, the prompt was to write a drinking song. And I'd never written a drinking song before. And that's now one of my favourite songs to play. And it came straight out of the SongSpark group. My song Summer came out of the SongSpark group because it was July. And the prompt was write a summer tune. And I'm like, great. I'm in Australia. It's the middle of winter. So I wrote a song about how I wished it was summer. So once again, I do have John and the group there, Jason and all the crew over at SongSpark to thank for a lot of the music production that I've been able to do. So good stuff. Let's move on to our next track. This is from our friend Rob Heath. He says, "Hi Pete, thanks again for playing 2 of my tracks." So this is the 3rd timer. Moths and the Velveteen Rabbit recently. If you remember those, they were both super cool. This one's called Omari. Again, with my other songs, this was recorded on my iPhone 10. I'm hoping it'll be the opening track of my soon-to-be-released album, of which I've got about 7 or 8 tracks just about ready. Looking to have 10 songs on the album, so it's getting there. Thanks to you and everyone watching for your support and feedback. Well, thanks to you, Rob, because we dig you for sharing your tunes here on the show. They've all been great. This is the 3rd song we've shared, and I'm sure it will also be a jam if it will just not play until I go back to the start and I release. There you go. And it just keeps playing. Let's play this one anyway. Now I'm ready to play. This is Rob Heath with Orrery here on Your Music Live.
I'm so sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. Can we push the reset? I'm so sick and tired of keeping up this pretense. Can we push the reset? Silence with cigarettes in the days when you wanted to leave, and we'll get lost in lanes down in Somerset, and we can't see the woods for the trees, and they're spelling out some words in semaphore.
That is so cool. Wow. That's big. Big sound, exactly. That's the way to go with it, right? Yeah, really good stuff. Like, again, it draws you in. When you get drawn into a song like that, it's very cool. Yeah, great song, great lyrics, great everything. I dig it. I dig it in a big bad way. Well done. Like, Rob, everything you've done. Again, 3 tracks now that we've seen from Rob Heath. They've all been absolute crackers. So I can't wait for that album. It should be great stuff. Speaking of great stuff, who's a fan of Being Happy? And who's a fan of the name Ron? Well, We got some Happy Ron coming up here on the channel. And this is a live performance. So the audio quality of this one is a little bit off, but it is Ron with his band playing a live gig and playing his autism song live called Thank You for Being My Friend. It's a great song. It's a jam. And you just can't help. It's going to put a smile on your face seeing Happy Ron doing his thing here. So this is, again, from last year. But it is a live performance. Happy Ron here with Thank You for Being My Friend here on Your Music Live.
All right. How's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody? That song, sing-along song, repeat it twice. It goes like this. Thank you for being my friend. Let's try it. Thank you for being my friend. Some people you want to talk to every chance you can. You walk into a room and they greet you with a grin. You like who you are, so much better when you're with them. So thank you for being my friend. Everybody, thank you for
Being my friend.
Some people you want to talk to when each week comes along. You know that they'll support you and help you to feel strong. You hope they'll love your stories like the chorus of a song. So thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for being my friend. You can't help but sing along to Happy Ron, right? Absolutely. Happy Ron, happy community. Thank you all for being my friends. Yes, and thank you for being my friends. And thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing this out if you are watching. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. If you've forgotten to do that already and you're having fun, tell me by hitting the thumbs up button. And again, remember, sharing is caring and Sharon is Karen. Do you want to see, have I showed this before on the show here? I think I showed it on a different show. Do you want to see the prototype? I'm just putting the finishing touches. My daughter's helping me design it. But do you want to see the prototype for the Sharon is Karen t-shirt? I don't think, I showed it on a different show. I don't think I've shown it here. Let me just find it. I'll jump in here and I'll give you a quick behind the scenes sneak peek so you can see if you would like to, if you'd like to purchase one. If you don't know about the whole Sharon is Karen, it's just a weird kind of meme that's come up here on the channel around the fact that I always say sharing is caring and Sharon is Karen, and I don't really know why, because this show is all about sharing, and it's all about sharing music, and it's all about caring about the community. So Sharon is Karen, and here's the t-shirt design. Right? Groovy, funky, Sharon is Karen. And then on the back, you got YML, Your Music Live. That's the current design and the current idea. So if you think that's cool, if you think you'd buy that on a t-shirt for Your Music Live, then let me know. Our friend Statistic is about to leave, and we're about to play his tune. So we'll see if he's got one more in him. So we'll jump in here, because I like the fact that people don't just send us finished songs, they send us things that are work in progresses. And that's what our friend Statistic has done here. It says, this is a work in progress that I'm writing lyrics for. I took some of my favorite musical styles and merged them to make this instrumental. It's a long one, so please start it at 2:44. I'm not sure when the finished song will be released. Cool. And we're going to jump over here to Slaps. Slaps, once again, is the music sharing platform from our friends at DistroKid. And this is a tune from our friend Statistic. Where do we say? 2:44. So we could easily find 2:44 here, because Slaps is a very cool platform. There you go. I can see it kicks back in here with something. We'll give it some pre-fire and we'll save it in to our favorites here, because we can do all of that here. And why am I not following Statistic? What's wrong with me? I'm not following Statistic here on Slaps. All right, let's take a listen to this one. This is Live That Lie, an instrumental. You know what sometimes happens when I play instrumentals. We'll see. All right, let's take a listen to this one here on Your Music Live. Yeah, it's got some Nine Inch Nail and Floyd vibes, doesn't it? It almost needs a vocal that's like... Right? You can hear some like Trent Reznor style vocals, or even like more of a... Could even go with more of a sort of Soundgarden, Chris Cornell kind of sort of vocal over the top. Or you just leave it as an instrumental, because let's be honest, it's an absolute rockin' instrumental. So, very good. Yeah, I know, I couldn't resist it, Jenny. I apologise. I'm sorry. Collab. Warning, collab. Yeah, there you go. We can release a tune using DistroKid, using the Teams feature to manage our split royalties and release a song with Statistic. It could happen. Stranger things have happened. Very good. Yeah, I think that was it. And poor Statistic has just left. He's going to be watching the replay and going, wait a minute, did he play the song was he waiting for me to leave before he played my tune? I promise that wasn't the case. So we've got too many tunes here to play, and it's taking a while. How good are the DGs, by the way? Has anyone seen Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters doing Bee Gees tunes? Do you dig it? I dig it in a big bad way. It's very cool. They Again, I don't get political here, but hopefully I can talk about this, because the Westboro Baptist Church, for those who know what that is, they protest everything, and Dave Grohl and the band got on a truck and basically played BG songs and rode past them saying, hey, I just want to let you know that I love you and I love everyone, and I think that everyone should love everyone. And then they just start kicking into some BG's tunes. It was the coolest thing. Look that up online if you haven't already seen it. All right, thank you, Statistic, for sharing that one. Let's jump over and take a listen to... We'll stay on Slaps, because again, it's a cool platform, and it's our friends at DistroKid who are the Slap Masters. I'm pretty sure that they have not told me to call them that, but they are the masters of Slap, or slaps.com, and it's a great place. You can join Slaps for free, by the way. Don't think that you have to even be a DistroKid user. If you're on the fence, you're like, I'm not quite ready to actually release a track to Spotify and all the other places, but I want to start sharing my stuff with the community. Sign up for slaps.com. Absolutely free. You can upload your songs, you can share songs, you can comment on other songs, and you can join the community. It's very cool. As you can see here, there's a bunch of different groups that you can actually join. So we've got groups here for Your Music Live, for GarageBand, for a bunch of different things. It's taken a while now. And now it's going to load that, and then I'll have lost my... There you go. So you got hip-hop, R&B, soul, singer-songwriter, like all the different groups there. And you can even make your own group, which we've done here. There's a Your Music Live and a Studio Live Today group. There's a bunch of them. So now that we've lost that, we better go back to... I keep scraping my chin on my microphone. That's a bit weird. Let's take a listen to this tune from Michael, aka Zealand Band. You know what you have to do. We'll get those Z emojis. Confuse the new folks by going to sleep. No, by putting the Zs, because it is Michael, aka Zealand Band, and a tune called Across This, here on Your Music Live. Spot on, Mark. Never quite know what to expect, except that it's going to be cool, right? Very nicely done across this by Michael, aka Zealand Band, representing Canada in a big bad way. Good stuff, as always, from our friend there. Let's continue on here and grab another tune. This is our friend Orchestra Eclipse, and when I saw the title of this one, I'm like, I'm going to play that one this week because Orchestra Eclipse says, "Hi Pete, I did a cover of Country Roads by John Denver. You'll definitely know this one." Yeah, so I don't know because Orchestra Eclipse does a lot of like video game music and superhero movie music, and I'm so out of the loop when it comes to pop culture and new and cool things. But I do know me some John Denver. So let's take a listen to this. Take Me Home, Country Roads, Orchestra Eclipse on Your Music Live. Virginia. Sorry, I'll stop now. Rex Redrum says, this sounds like something I would attempt to play on my violin, right? Getting some Country Road. Yeah, swinging from side to side now, I know. Yeah, you can't help but sing along, can you? With some John Denver. John Denver, Country Road, take me home. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever would have thought of putting like a big booming timpani in Country Road. Nicely done. Good stuff there. Thank you for sharing, because sharing is caring. Let's play a tune now from, where was it? Yeah, okay. Now, Autism Rocks, the positive autism. This is Micah, this is Danny. They team up, they create epic tunes. It is cool. And Dan says, after seeing the trailer for the new Ghostbusters movie, we felt an overwhelming need to do a cover of the theme. We rocked it up, rearranged it, and threw some Micah stank on it. If you're not familiar with the positive autism, yeah, Micah just rocks out, and it's pure joy, it's pure awesomeness, and we're going to play a tune here. We like to get the jazz hands going. If you can get the jazz hands in the chat here, that's the official Autism Rocks emoji. So we'll throw that out here, and let's take a look and a listen to the Ghostbusters theme here. Autism Rocks on Your Music Live.
Something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? There's something weird and it don't look good. Who you gonna call? I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid of no freaky ghost. I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid of no freaky ghost, yeah. See a thing run through your head. Who you gonna call? I ain't afraid. ain't afraid of no freaky ghosts. I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid of no freaky ghosts. Yeah. An invisible man.
Sleeping in your bed. I love it. Yeah, no more ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Did anyone else hear that there should be, for some reason in my head, it sounded like kind of like one of the rap metal songs from the 90s, and it like, there should have been a rap break in there. Remember when rock songs had like rap breaks, like, oh, these ghosts in my face, I can't get away from the ghosts. No, just me? Okay, good to know. Thanks. Really cool stuff. Danny and Micah, positive autism rocks. And yeah, if you don't dig on that, if that doesn't put a smile on your dial, once again, don't know what to tell you. you are joyless and soulless. No, not true. It's fine. But yeah, very, very cool stuff. Thank you. Brilliant take on the classic. Exactly. Bit of Ghostbusters. I haven't watched Ghostbusters in a while. Probably some of Bill Murray's best work. Yeah, he slimed me. Okay, that wasn't the best line, but yeah, that's the one. All right. Speaking of first-timers, which we weren't, but we are now, Brown and Garrett, those that are familiar with the GarageBand users and the Create, Record, Release Facebook groups that I'm part of and that I help with the moderation of, Brown and Garrett, Jeff Brown and John Garrett, have been around since like day dot, and they create a prolific amount of music, a whole bunch of tunes. They've released song after song, album after album, yet they've never been on Your Music Live. So during, I think, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I said to Jeff, I'm like, you got to submit a song, dude. We need some Brown and Garrett in our lives here on YML. And that's exactly what they did. It's called I Kissed This Man Tonight, and it's from their release Sparks Volume 2, made up of mostly Song Spark submissions. They are indeed members of the Song Spark group as well. This was our submission for the Murder Ballad prompt, which I participated in. That was the last one that I participated in, which I made my song Murdering Time. So this is Brown and Garrett's tune called I Killed This Man. Did I say I kissed? I think I said I kissed. That's a very different song, Pete. I Killed This Man Tonight. Did I tell you that in the second hour things get a bit nuts? Yeah. All right, so I Killed This Man Tonight. Brown and Garrett here on Your Music Live.
I didn't mean it. It wasn't my plan. Got caught up in the moment, and that's why I killed this man tonight. I'm not a bad guy. I mean, I've been good for years. You should've never backed me in a corner. That's why I killed this man tonight. All of a sudden shots rang out, and I didn't know what was going on. Only had a split second to think, and you know this could have happened to you. Felt my finger on the trigger, and I know I squeezed it tight. So much noise and then so much silence, and I knew I'd kill this man tonight.
Very, very cool. Yeah, Rick, I was doing the same thing. So much violence, so much pain, and I kissed him. Sorry, I do apologize for that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. But yeah, it's just, yeah. When you misread a word and it completely changes the context of everything, it goes from a love song to a to a song about killing and violence, which is also cool. But yeah, a little bit different. Very, very, very smooth. And that's what you get from Brown and Garrett, you get a very smooth vibe. The guitars are nice. You get that sort of 80s kind of synth vibe with the horns in there as well. Evil Boss Gags, there you go, from Zalati. We only got 15 minutes left, which is a big giant boo, because I had a whole bunch more I wanted to try and get to today, but I've been a wee bit slow. So if I don't play you your song, that doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that we run out of time. And I think next week, because Thomas Christ does a live show straight after here, Tom, I'll let you know. I think next week we need to do an XL version. I don't have the energy or the brain capacity today by the sounds of it, because I'm already losing the plot. But I think next week we'll do a Your Music Live XL to do a bit of a catch up. So maybe we'll do an extra half an hour tacked on the end, just to try and get us a wee bit caught up, because we're a bit behind. Joe and Barry Glenn. Is there a Joe and Barry Glenn in the house? This is a very well-known traditional Irish ballad. Barry said he wanted to keep it simple. I took it on as a ghost story, so I used a fair amount of reverb and 4 tracks for the choir. Barry is using a Taylor 410 from the 90s, exchanged it for an electric guitar. The Taylor was in a sorry state. Hole in the upper body, bridge, bent, lifting, blah, all the rest of it. Needed a refret to the 9th fret, but the top is nearly worn through, almost like Willie Nelson's guitar. But with the aid of a good luthier and Bondo for the bodywork, it's a keeper. Plays great and sounds excellent. Created on GarageBand, video in LumaFusion, and I shall be watching Jade Star's number 3 tutorial on Luma. Yeah, if you haven't been following Jade Star, she's been doing some LumaFusion tutorials of late. So if you've wanted to learn how to create music videos in LumaFusion, jump over to Jade's channel. Jade, throw a link in the chat. That would be great for folks who may want to learn a little bit more about LumaFusion and creating videos like this one, which is for the song She Moved Through the Fair. Joe and Barry Glenn on Your Music Live.
Said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. And she laid her hand on me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. Away from me, and she moved through the fair, and so fondly I watched her move here and move there, and then she went homeward, just one star awake, as the swan in the evening moves over the lake.
How good is that? Mellow, right? Yeah, a bit of a little Irish folk in your life there. And here's the thing: I know I'm in a good mood today, and I'm saying nice things about nice people, because Joe and Barry Glenn have been around the community for over a year now, probably longer, probably 18 months, and they clearly very experienced musicians, and I say that with all due respect. They play a lot of different instruments. They are excellent with the way that they can play the big, huge repertoire of songs, but they hadn't recorded a whole lot before. And watching them go through the learning experience of recording using GarageBand, of getting like the iPad set up, of getting audio interfaces, now doing video production, it has been amazing. If you want to see that journey of what it means to just have the humility to say, I don't know how to do this right now, I'm not great at this, but I'm going to keep doing it until it gets where I want it to be. That has been the journey that Joe and Barry have gone on in the last year in particular. So congratulations. It just goes to show that when you have the humility to say, I want to create, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be instant success. But if you work at it, if you grind away, if you learn as you go, then you'll be able to achieve what Joe and Barry have done here. So wonderful, wonderful stuff. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Sharon is Karen. If you're having some fun here today, we've got 10 minutes left. We've got about 3 more songs. Do hit the thumbs up button. Do share this with your family, your friends. I hear that cousin Nick is really into Irish folk ballads. So send a message now. Say, Nick, Joe and Barry Glenn have got a great tune. You should check it out. It's on Your Music Live. And then cousin Nick, when you are here next week, we'll say good day to you as well. Let's continue on, shall we? This is our friend Amarasaya, otherwise known these days as No More Soul, and he's working on an album at the moment. He says No Words was actually the first track I uploaded to Slaps. As of August 1st, it is now out in the world as a single. The song is, to put it as shortly as possible, about a crushing regret you feel when you've messed up and lost a friend or family or lover or any sort of relationship, really. The song is also the 3rd track of my upcoming album that I'm finally more than halfway finished making, called Anti-Gravity. So let's jump in. So Amarasaya, No More Soul, has been, and I don't pronounce his name correctly ever, has been a moderator here on the channel for a very long time and is a wonderful supporter of this community. So let's support him in this tune. This is No Words, No More Soul on Your Music Live.
I have tried so many times to write this song, but every time I start the first one, it's just all wrong. There are no words, there are no words at all for how this hurts, and that's all my fault. I'm so lonely, I don't wanna be, but I'll never get it right, 'cause every friend comes to an end. Now I'm afraid to try. There are no words, there are no words at all for how this hurts, and that's all my fault. I need to get out of
Very cool stuff. Night Train 1988's already heard it. Yeah, love the falsetto work there, and we've all been there. Very good production, good vocals, good stuff. Well done. Wonderfully strange. I like that. Wonderfully strange. We dig strange stuff around here. We don't worry about being weird, being strange. We love it. We love it a lot. Very cool indeed. We've only got a few songs left to go, but I did want to sneak this one under the bar because our man Kev Hart has another tune that he shared with us this week. We've played a few Kev Hart tunes, and Kev runs the gamut from very hard metal to some pretty meaningful stuff. And let's see what he's got this time around. So Kev said, "Hey Pete, among the many things cooking, I've started working on a collection of songs inspired by 80s horror flicks. Right? This is the first of what's to come. Hope you and the family are well, man." And that's from Kev. We are, and thank you, Kev. Let's jump in and take a listen to some Kev Hart, aka Metal Shack. And this is called You Have to Have Faith, Mr. Vincent, on Your Music Live.
Make the choices, feel as coward, invite them into your room. Men of service, force of power, breaking bread in the innocent
right? Very cool. Epic stuff from Kev. Again, Kev ain't no one-trick pony. Kev has a lot of different stuff going on there. And, yeah, excellent effects on the vocal there. Is that hurricane? There's not a hurricane in Florida again, is there? Is that a current reference, Jenny? I really hope not, man. Florida's had enough. Just leave Florida alone. Very good stuff. Yeah, I agree, Auntie G. Auntie G's up late tonight, by the way. Sorry, Auntie G. I just kind of like aged you out then. Like, wow, Auntie G's up a bit late, but I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Just goes to show how good your music is if you've captured Auntie G's attention for all this time. So thank you to Kev for sharing that one. And believe it or not, guess what? Yeah, we're at the end. I know, boo, but yay, because we'll be back next week. And once again, I do want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors, DistroKid. It blows me away how supportive they are of me and this channel, but of independent music in general. The ability to release, the democratization of the ability to release your music has been an absolute revolution in the last 10 years in the online music world. And DistroKid, in my opinion, and yes, they are a sponsor of the channel, but in my opinion, even before they sponsor the channel, are leading the way. They are making it affordable and easy for you to release your music to the world through Spotify, to iTunes, to all the different places. And you can do it, again, with DistroKid. Less than $20 per year. Save yourself 7% using the discount code up there and down in the description. And you'll be good to go. Speaking of good to go, I wanted to end with something a little bit epic. I don't normally end with a cover tune, but when it's a cover tune by Ingo from Black Covers, then you know it's going to be epic. So, what does Ingo have to say? Hi, Pete. Remember the great Armageddon movie and its awesome soundtrack? Here's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith, sung by the wonderful Canadian, shout out to my Canadian friends, Nayela Abrego. Would be a pleasure if you consider playing in YML. A good starting for a sneak would be 2 minutes 38. Well, it's only 4 minutes 19, and we've got around about that to go here. So we'll actually play it from the start, and just so that we can enjoy this one, and then we'll say a bit of a goodbye over the end of it and go out with this one. So let's jump in and take a look and a listen at this one. It is the classic Aerosmith tune, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. This is Ingo, Black Covers, here on Your Music Live with Nayela Abrego on vocals. Let's do it. Thank you, folks, for being here. Thank you to everyone who contributed a song here today. I think you'll agree that there is some amazing talent here in the community. And I think, as someone said, no one would want to follow this, so we made it the final track here on the show today. So thank you, everyone, for being here. I will be back again tomorrow. We do have a happy hour show here on the channel where I'll be playing some 70s tunes. So tune in for that. That'll be a little bit later than this in the evening for many of you folks, and midday time here around Australia. Once again, if you had some fun, hit the thumbs up. Do share this with any family, any friends, anyone who digs great music. Share the show. That's what we say. Sharing is caring, and Sharon is Karen. So thanks, everyone, for being here. And once again, remember, please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, keep creating. Thomas Christ is up next. Thomas, throw your link in the chat again, because folks need to go over and check out Thomas. He does a live show every week, and he's coming up right now. There he is right there. So do jump over and check out Thomas. I'll see you next time here on Your Music Live. Cheers, folks.